Hi, John. Thank you so much for taking out the time to share your experience of working with us here at The Abundant Accountant, specifically in our 8-week sales mastery course. Before we dive in, I'd love it if you could share where are you at in the country and what does your firm specialize in? What is the services that you provide?
My name is John. We are Service Books. We specialize in home services. So we help HVAC plumbers, pretty much any home service company with their books. And we're in Florida.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And what were the challenges that you were facing with your bookkeeping firm before you met us? Like, what were the areas that you were struggling with the most around sales?
Yeah. So we just started and I was starting to get some traction, but I wasn't really closing anything. I was failing. I was losing a lot of potential revenue
How
with
many
way.
clients did you meet with and how many did you close?
Probably like 15 or 20 clients, and I only closed like three of them. So I
Oh,
lost.
so 15 to 20 prospect sales meetings and
Yes,
you closed
correct.
only three. How
Yeah.
many did you feel you should have closed, but you didn't?
I got ghosted a few times, so probably I another five I should have closed. I had yeses, and then they just never responded. So
Got it. So they
yeah,
gave you a verbal, yeah, I want to work with you, and then you just got ghosted. Got it. Okay. And how much
correct.
revenue did you miss out on from that, John?
It was probably around 30,000, 35,000 in revenue. So
Okay.
it
Yeah,
hurt a little bit.
a little bit. Okay.
Yeah.
So, what motivated you to do something about it and reach out for support?
Yeah, so I knew that I needed to do something, and I needed help, and I wanted to do this quickly. And so I started researching and trying to figure out, okay, who can help me
Mhm.
speed this up and who has a process that's been proven.
Yeah.
And I joined a marketing course, and your name came up, and that's kind of um, how I stumbled across you. And then I started to look, and we booked a call, and the rest is history.
Awesome. And so when you booked that call and you met us through hearing about me in the marketing program, what motivated you to jump all in and go all in and get past any doubts that maybe you had or anything that you've researched? Because I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there, right? There's a lot of coaches, there's a lot of Facebook ads everyone's inundated with every day. What was the thing that really motivated you to enroll and get past any fears that maybe you had? And you can share those fears too, if you.
Um, Man, that's a good question. Talking with someone for a little bit and kind of getting to know your process and kind of having that explained to me, and
Mhm.
then finding out that there was homework and that there was things that we were going to be held accountable for and stuff like that. That was something that really spoke out to me. Uh,
Mhm.
so that kind of helped me with some of that stuff, and then also the fact that it was going to be an investment for me. So I was going to take this more serious than I have in the past
Yeah.
as well. So
And what did
that
you try to do, John, prior to fix the problem that you only closed 3 out of 15 or 20 sales meetings, but it didn't work out for you? Like, what had you already tried, but it didn't work? It didn't yield the results that you were looking for.
yeah. So I kept reiterating and tweaking and stuff like that, but I wasn't getting anywhere significantly quickly.
Uh-huh.
So I just kind of I knew I had to do something uh, to switch.
To
Yeah.
switch up the process. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
switch
I
up the
get that.
process, figure it out.
So, I mean, most firm owners I work with, just like you, you're really smart, you're process driven, you have systems in place. What had you get or allow yourself to break down the barrier and say, okay, I'm going to let a coach help me in an area that it's not working for me? How did you get past the like, okay, I'm going to actually receive help and allow this to happen versus think like, I should know this. How come this isn't working? I'm smart. I know how to do business. Why isn't this converting? Can you share a
Yeah.
little bit about that?
Yeah, so That I've always known, like I've always been a person to go seek out help. I always know
Mm.
that there's someone smarter than me, there's someone that's done this before.
Yeah.
So I just kind of have had that. It really wasn't a challenge for me
Mm.
to go past that very much. But it was uh losing the words for that. It
Okay.
it was yeah, it wasn't that big of a challenge for me.
Okay.
It yeah.
Was there ever a moment that you thought, is this going to work for me? Like, I've seen the testimonials, I've heard it from the one person that told you about us, but was there any doubt or fears or insecurities about would this work for you?
Yeah. So, I've bought a few courses in the past and they
Okay.
have not panned out the way I would have hoped.
Okay.
And I was
How much
kind of
did you invest in other courses and things to solve this before you had met us?
sales in particular, a
Just in
couple in
general.
general, probably like $20,000 I've spent on
Oh,
courses, stuff
oh
like
wow,
that.
that's a
So,
significant amount of money.
yeah. So I've definitely like been like done a few courses and I really now that I've gone through your course, it's been great. I love the the yeah, the group that we go to every week and the meetings and then the homework and the accountability and the way you guys go through homework and like actually pay attention to what we're doing and not just going yeah, yeah, yeah.
No,
That's
we check all of your homework. We give you comments and feedback for you to
yeah,
actually go make edits because each week with your homework, for someone listening right now, creates your sales process binder in your firm. That's
yes,
like your Bible that you need to follow from this moment forward. So yeah, we take that part very seriously.
absolutely.
In what other ways does the 8 week sales mastery course in what ways does the 8 week sales mastery course differ, or what is the uniqueness about it that you've experienced, John, from other coaching programs that you've been in?
So the biggest one is I get to talk to you live for the 8 weeks. So that is really unique for me. A lot of the courses I've taken in the past have just been the videos.
Oh.
Uh, and so that's really been unique. The homework again has been unique. Sometimes you get an assignment from another course, but it is not, I haven't experienced it like I've experienced it with you. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
so that's been very unique. And then also the community. So I really enjoy everyone that's on there. It's really easy to connect with everybody, and everyone's in the same boat, and we're all trying to get to this destination and stuff like that. So it's
Yeah,
comforting to know I'm not the only one.
you are definitely not alone.
Yeah, not alone for sure.
We're all in the same boat trying to get from Pain Island to Pleasure Island and have our
Yeah.
firms work for how we envision them. Yeah. So, reflecting on your journey so far, John, what has been the most significant transformation in your firm and in your personal life that you've seen in the last few weeks that you think has made a significant impact already?
Yeah, so the tools that we get throughout the course has
Mhm.
probably been the most significant thing in understanding the process from taking somebody after the marketing, and getting a prospect and then kind of taking them through that sales process to close them, having that completely laid out and confident in how to deal with every situation. That
Mhm.
has been probably the biggest significant like thing for me.
Oh, I love that. Yeah, no, and it's going to make every sales meeting you have just so much different.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, it already has. I closed one. I didn't even get to fully implement all of your stuff when we were going through the
Yeah.
course, and I already closed somebody because I used some of the tactics that I learned, even though
Yeah.
it wasn't completely
And
flushed
how
out.
much more of an increase did you enroll that client at? What was the gain on it?
Yeah, it was double so of what I would have charged that person. So
In
that
the
was
past.
that was awesome.
And they didn't ghost you
Nope,
and they paid you.
paid me. I closed them on the call, so that was
Yeah,
great.
look at you.
And yeah, it worked out well. So
You're
I'm
just
excited.
scratching the surface. And now we're going to go back to the, what'd you say, 15 to 20? So that means 12 to 15 people that you
Yeah.
missed. We're going to go back to them.
Yeah, hopefully we can get a few.
Yes, I'm confident you can. Um,
Awesome.
So, did you have any fears or objections around the investment and what you were paying, considering you already had invested $20,000 in other courses that did not pan out how you expected? And any objections or hesitations around the time that you had to invest in this program too?
Yeah, so it was a big investment. It was a little scary. This is the most I've ever spent on a course.
Yeah.
But I just like if you don't take any action, you're never gonna get anywhere. So I just pulled the trigger and just did it. And I'll look back later and go, it was great. Well, now I look back later and I'm like, oh, I'm glad I did this. I can see already, even though I've just finished the course, the money is gonna definitely pay itself back in spades.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Well, and you
not
already
worried about
saw you
that.
doubled
Yeah, I'm
revenue
already
off this
seeing it.
one client. So when we go back to all the others, imagine what that's going to add up to. What
Yeah.
about the time investment? Because this just doesn't happen with you sitting on the couch watching Netflix, playing on your phone, scrolling through Facebook. Like you have to really sacrifice some things for an 8 week period to really focus your time and efforts on this to create that process. I'd love it if you can share what your thoughts were on the time investment as well and putting in
Yes.
the time and making it happen and turning in your homework.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, there's sometimes those Friday night at 10 o'clock. I'm trying to squeeze it in,
Yeah.
and trying to stick to that deadline. It was a commitment. I definitely recommend if you're gonna do this, like just do this for that time and really get everything out of it that you can, just because
Mhm.
it is time commitment. You are gonna spend a few hours a week,
An
going
hour
through
a day,
stuff.
John, is
Yeah,
7
an
hours
hour
a
to
week.
yeah, 7 hours a week. You're gonna go through it and then you're gonna rewatch some things and you're
Yeah.
gonna try to flush it out
Yeah.
and figure out all this stuff. So it's definitely a time commitment, but at the end, after I would say I really started to connect for me after week 2.5-ish or week 3. That's when you start seeing the you're like you start putting it together in your head, you go, okay, this is happening.
Yes. Love it. And I'd love it if you could share what advice would you give to another firm owner who might be just starting out and considering enrolling in our 8 week sales mastery course? Or maybe they've had a firm for 10 years and they can tell they have a lot to change, but change is hard. Especially if they're unsure of their sales challenges or, lack of defined process like you had. What would you share with another firm owner that might be where you were 2 months ago?
Yeah, I would say that don't overthink it too much. You definitely need a sales process in your firm. You have to have that. If you don't, you're going to fail. And just go for it and do a little bit of research. There's great testimonials out there. There's lots. Michelle's worked with lots of people, and so definitely just pull the trigger at the end of the
Awesome.
day. Yeah.
Well, thank you, John, so much for taking out the time to share your experience of working with us here at the Abundant Accountant and specifically in our 8 week sales mastery course. Is there anything else that you feel you want to share with the firm owner that might be listening, who might be in your shoes where you were just 2 months ago, that maybe I didn't ask you, but you feel compelled to share before we wrap up today?
Yeah, so um I've had a few different businesses in my life and stuff like that. Simplicity is key. Keeping it simple. Don't overthink it. Keep it as simple as possible, and that is really going to pay off in spades later and help you scale quicker, I think.
Yeah. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely.